Hi guys, we are in a comfy, cozy location, but we should not get too comfortable just yet. A lot of things have happened in the Premier League and talking all things football. So let's talk about it. I'm Leonie and this is Hope Meets Banter. Hi guys. Alright, good to have you here on this lovely sofa. Alright, let's start with a losing strike, right? Because it just doesn't seem to happen for Chelsea, does it? Double H, does it?
Look, man.
Okay, alright.
Your boy Maurizio, man. That boy Maurizio.
So we'll see what Matt, Drifty and Double H have to say about this. So Chelsea lost again, this time to Manchester United 2-0 in the FA Cup. Right, so Sarri must be under serious pressure right now. He must be. I mean, he must be crapping his pants by now, I would think. Anyway, let's not say that. But he did say, you know, winning matches is the only solution after this match because they really have to. Chelsea are now 6th in the league, and they've lost straight away games, one after the other. And I mean, let's look ahead. Carabao Cup, Manchester City, that's going to be tough. Not to, you know, anyway, and lighten up, Double H. It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. But
there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe, just maybe.
But answer me this. Yeah. Will Sarri last till the end of the season? And
no.
Okay. And the next question: where do Chelsea go from here? Let's give Double H a floor.
First of all, I think Sarri might be the dumbest manager I've ever experienced in all my time of watching football. I can't think of anybody more stupid. Ouch. Because I think, I don't know whether it was Einstein or someone who said that doing the same thing multiple times, expecting a different result, is a definition of madness. So he's a psychopath, because the guy has been sticking with 4-3-3 every single game, thinking that maybe something different will happen, and he just came out with another dumb quote to show how much of a moron he is, which is that no, the problem isn't with the players, it's with the mentality. So he doesn't think that other players will give him something different. He will stick by it, and he just needs to change the mentality of the players. Because when you look at that game, it's the same thing again. It's like you're playing the same setup, the same formation, the same substitutions, and the substitutions are not changing anything. And I think the thing that just baffled most people was where you've got Hudson-Odoi on the bench, who is an attacking player, and then bring it on Zappacosta, because you think somehow Zappacosta is going to aspire you offensively to change the game. So I think with regards to where do Chelsea go from here, I do think that this is the end of an era. Like, if Abramovich wants to move the club forward, total revamp. Hazard most likely is going to move this summer.
Real Madrid, is it? Possibly.
Real Madrid. Yeah. Like, Sarri is obviously going to be gone. A lot of these players are pretty much going to either not have their contracts renewed or gone. So whichever new manager comes in, has to pretty much start from ground zero, because the core of this team has to be broken. Because I just feel that Conte and Mourinho, they said it, I think they could only get the best out of these players for one season. This isn't a group of players that you can win over multiple seasons. So I just think that they overachieved. Conte overachieved. Mourinho overachieved. And Sarri, because he's not as good as a manager as Conte or Mourinho or Thingy is, he's not enough of a tactician to change things around to get the best out of them. But the main thing is that Sarri, the guy, is the dumbest manager I've ever known, for sure. Easily.
Okay.
I think that's a little bit harsh, man.
What do you mean it's harsh?
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, also, where do they go? Like, let's try not to be all like doom and gloom. I mean, what can they do?
You know
the
the thing he said about mentality, right? It doesn't really matter what players he get. He needs them to basically tune into how he's thinking, and then that will get them to be able to do what he wants them to do. And the reason I believe him is because Pep had a really almost identical kind of situation, but I think because of Aguero and a few other players, he just had a few better players. Because you remember his first season when he was at Man City, they were really poor by how his usual standards are. But he needed them to think like him. It took a year for them to think like him, and then a few players did change things. So I think if they gave Maurizio, as we're going to call him now, if they gave him maybe 4 players that will really fit how he wants to play and allow him to have another extra year in getting them to think the way he thinks.
No,
he may be able to get Chelsea to do what he wants them to do.
I get what you're saying, but I think his stupidity doesn't warrant him being given a second chance, because even Pep in that same season, he was still in some games trying to change things. You're dealing with a guy who has zero in-game management, and he's showing a level of stubbornness that I don't think I've ever seen in a manager before. Because when you're dealing with where your job is on the line, if your job is on the line, you try things, try and save your job, but you're so arrogant and you're so stubborn and you're so rigid in your philosophy that you don't even have a plan B or a plan C. I just think that means that now you don't deserve a second chance.
So you want to get rid of him already?
No. For me, like, I'm not even about Sarri out or Sarri anything, because I'm not the whole Emery out. My whole thing is that you're so stupid as a man, you don't deserve a second chance. So that's
okay, stupid man.
No,
is there hope?
Listen,
is there future? Where
I have to say that I kind of have to agree more with Hope, because this is how I see it. The guy's stubborn, yeah. As Hope said, and make sure you watch Double H because he talks a lot of sense when it comes to Chelsea. No, hear this.
He has been a successful manager in the past. You know, he's not just
that.
stubborn out of nothing. Well, but
that.
he has a track record. You know, he's not just from yesterday.
That's how we got the job.
But the Premier League is arguably the toughest league. Not necessarily the best, but the toughest. You've got a lot of teams that are fighting for that top 4 spot. He can see the players that he has at his disposal, and he's trying to play the same way. Now, as Double H said, if you are tactically astute at your job, you make changes. If you can see that you have the players that you want to play and they can't do what you need to do, you've got to change something. As Double H has said so many times, you can't just make one change. All he seems to do, and I'll quote you again, Willian and Pedro. Willian, that's all he does. He doesn't change nothing else.
No.
And
He does. Pedro for William.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. So I forgot that. How can I forget that? Pedro for William. Sorry,
let's tell the whole story. Let's tell the whole story.
He never changes the back line. And as you said before, Christensen has been sitting on the bench. Now, I don't know if he's had injuries and whatnot, but you could also try him out, because clearly the partnership with Rudiger and Luis isn't working. Obviously, they brought in Higuain, but I just feel like, no. This is not the Higuain of the 15-16 season in Napoli where he scored 35 goals. Yeah. This is the Higuain that is kind of like sort of like a bit of a shadow of himself. Still a good striker, but he's not going to take Chelsea to the next level. Chelsea are used to success. With Sarri, unless he gets serious investment to change the players and obviously to get the players that can fit his philosophy like what Pep did, nothing will change.
But that's the reason why I kind of feel like maybe he's being deliberate with I'll just swap Willian for Pedro. Because he's kind of being like, because remember Conte did that. All these players, I need to get rid of them. And remember, his whole thing was like, I didn't get any backing from the board.
So Hudson and Ruben.
Okay, maybe that is a little bit different, but maybe he is trying to, like Alonso. Everyone's like, he ain't good enough, but he'll play him every week. Maybe it's a way of showing Abramovich, look, I need you to give me a better player than this piece of shit that I've got right here.
You have to understand the Chelsea fans, though. Yes, he may be doing that, but again, as Double H said, that's stubbornness. Because you're basically making the club suffer just to suit you. You should not be doing that.
But as the Chelsea manager, imagine how horrible it is to know that you're at the bottom of the pile. Every Chelsea manager ends up rebelling. And I feel like it's like it's forced upon them. They're like, right, I'm right at the bottom here, like holding everyone up, like nobody cares about me. Fuck it, I've got to grab attention. I've got to be an attention seeker. Every Chelsea manager ends up being like that.
I'm sure there's...
You're making excuses for the dude, man.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's more circumstances because, surely he's a professional and there must be something more to explore. We can definitely probably talk about this another time. But let's focus on Manchester United, right? Well, breezing through the Chelsea game...
Labile!
Didn't look so fun for them when they were playing against the Parisians, Paris Saint-Germain. They lost to them in the Champions League, and it was a very injury-stricken first half, right? So, Drifty, yes, this will give you a smile on your face, because they won't have Lingard and Martial. They're out against the game on Sunday. So we'll see about that. But the question is, of course, if they beat Liverpool or if they perform really well, should they go ahead with Solskjaer? I mean, we're not painting the pictures now. We're not talking about Liverpool haven't lost yet. Okay, so we can be happy. It's all good yet. No, but I think the question is, what about Solskjaer? Has he proven himself? I know this was a loss, but it was a tough one against a very good club. do you see a future for him? Do you think he's made his mark to stay?
Give him the job.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Okay.
I think
I'm saying it for the wrong reasons. But.
I think, no, do you know what? Taking myself out of the Liverpool bubble, which is very hard to do.
I can't.
If you are a Man United fan, I think they can only be happy with what they're seeing. And I think he's done an incredible job. Listen, not everyone's going to play against PSG. Verratti is one of the best centre mids in world football. And they had a game plan. And what you got to understand is...
But they didn't have Neymar, right? They still have.
They didn't have Neymar. They didn't.
So.
But what you understand is, like, Solskjaer is still learning. But what he has done so far, you have to give credit where credit is due. And I think he's had a response from the players that Mourinho wasn't getting. And that's, there was a lot of things going on with Mourinho. But under Solskjaer, they are enjoying their football. And that's what scares me the most being a Liverpool fan, is that they're enjoying themselves. And it seems like it's given Pogba a new lease of life, because you cannot deny it. Listen, I am a hardcore Liverpool fan. But you have to give credit where credit is due. Pogba is performing.
Labil.
He's performing. You can't say, he's only doing it under Solskjaer. Well, the point is, he is doing it under Solskjaer. The point is, his form has improved and he's showing everyone what he was capable
Can't
of.
keep ignoring.
And he is driving Man United forward. Now, if I'm not mistaken, where are they in the league? Are they fourth now in the league?
Fourth, yeah.
They are fourth in the league. Under Mourinho, where were they? They were like seventh. They were just languishing.
11 points behind.
Yeah, they were languishing. Under Solskjaer, they've hit new heights. They've realised they need to get rid of that brick Lukaku. They put him to the sideline because he wasn't working. Marcus Rashford, look what he's doing. Martial's playing with a smile on his face. The hair looks like he's got his confidence back. Their defenders, like Lindelof, is actually looking like a good defender. So, if you're a United fan, you can take Solskjaer. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think he might do well for them. Whether they need a Pochettino, though, is up for debate. But I think you've got to give credit where credit's due. Personally, that's me.
So, Drifter, you just like him because you think they're going to fail? Or what was that?
Okay. It will literally be like Di Matteo at Chelsea. I think the first season, it's easy to pick up the reins after the last manager was doing things the players didn't like, and everyone's like, oh, let's play for this guy, and cool. And I'm not saying Solskjaer's a crap manager. I'm not going to be that disrespectful. There's a few times that I've been able to tell, okay, maybe that was a bit down to him and not just the players or whatever. But I guarantee you, if they give him the job, it will crash within 2 seasons. And they will then be looking for another manager again. So for me to keep Man U not getting to the heights they would be at if they got maybe a Pochettino or somebody who's like a genuine world-class manager, give him the job. Give Solskjaer the job. They can live hype, and happiness can only last for so long. You know what I mean? So like,
in a world with Drifty lives in.
Yeah, give Solskjaer the job.
You better hope he don't do well.
Solskjaer ain't winning the Premier League or the Champions League.
The way you're saying, like, he's guaranteed to fail.
No, maybe not a failure on the level of Di Matteo, where he'll go from like a Champions League winner to literally nothing. Maybe he might win an FA Cup or a League Cup. Solskjaer will not win the Prem and he will not win the Champions League. So whichever manager is in charge of Man United, if they won't win those two, I'm cool with it.
Okay.
So,
listen, I'll say this quickly before you move on. Football's a funny old game.
Solskjaer will never win the Premier League. I'm telling you that.
Did you ever think Di Matteo would ever win the Champions League? Yes or no? Be real with yourself.
But
be real.
I didn't. But
there you go.
But Drogba is the type of player that can make anything happen. Man, you don't have that guy.
So Pogba isn't.
Fuck off. Pogba's not a make anything happen guy. Are you gonna tell me that Pogba is as clutch as Drogba?
Did I say that?
Fuck
Did I say it was as clutch? Or did I say
Bill has been doing? My thing about this one. Let me go.
I'll let you deal with it.
Basically, Drifty is a Labil hater, which I understand, because being a Liverpool fan, you just feel that you have to hate everything that United do. And I know that he's got swag.
No, I don't feel like
Let me land. Can I land?
It's natural.
Leonie,
I'm just telling you.
What, you think I want to give man props? You really think I want to give man props?
It's a natural reflex.
Hold on. We're all lovers here, no fighters, okay? So, double H, finish.
My thing about this is that, for Drifty, I just think that you are making yourself look foolish if you're not accepting just how incredibly talented Labil is, first, and second of all, how amazingly he's been playing. Not how
for 2 months.
He's been playing amazingly well he's been one of the best players in the Premier League.
I heard that Mo Salah was a one-season wonder and he did it for a whole year.
Can I
fuck off with your two.
So basically, my thing about this is that Labil is, when him at his best, he's easily one of the most clutchest, best players in his position in the world.
Okay.
That's just a fact. So I just think that's for Solskjaer. He's the guy.
Okay.
He has to
That
be.
was my question.
No.
Can
No.
Solskjaer use it?
100%.
Is he the right guy?
He is because they had two tests: the Tottenham game and the Chelsea game, and he came through. Whatever happens against Liverpool, whatever happens this season, he's already shown that he's already taken his guys in the right direction and in a better direction than I think Van Gaal, Moyes, and Mourinho did. So I think for him, will they win the Premier League? I have no idea. Football is crazy. I still feel as long as Pep is in the Premier League, he'll always win the league. But with what he's doing and what he can buy in the summer, to add to this team, United are just a threat. You can't ignore
so
them.
I just need to add one thing to that quickly. You said he's doing a better job than Van Gaal and Mourinho.
Yeah.
Why? Because everybody loves him. Both those managers won a trophy. Or won, in Mourinho's case, he won a treble.
This is the best.
How can you tell me just because
this is the best?
Oh, what? Because they're happy. That shit will run out.
No. I'm talking about
that shit will
What he's
run
trying to
out,
say,
man.
think of it like this, yeah. Let me put it like this. Who would you say, in your opinion, is a better manager out of Jurgen Klopp and, say, Benitez? In your opinion?
That's a toss-up because they're both great in their own
No.
right.
But hear this though. Benitez has won something. Klopp hasn't. But would you arguably say?
Oh, I thought you was talking about their whole.
No. But you would arguably say though that Jurgen Klopp though has brought us the best brand of football we've seen, and I think that's what he's trying to say. He might not necessarily be better than Mourinho because
but he was a league winner before he came with a proven.
I get
Solskjaer isn't. So there's a
no. But it did. Yeah, but I'm going back to the Rafa.
Please don't put Solskjaer on Klopp's
No. But
United
I'm trying
better.
to give you a comparison of just how
they're playing better than all the previous
bro.
teams.
It's about how the team's playing. He's trying to say he can see this is the best Man United have played. Obviously, we still got to see where they get to, and I'm hoping that they crash and burn. That's you know what I'm saying. I don't want them to do well.
And I guess what we're saying is that even though there might not have come a trophy at the end out of it, still the performance and where they brought a team can still be appreciated. Rather, even
you can appreciate it.
Yeah,
Listen, I appreciate
fair.
Jurgen Klopp.
Fair. Another thing that I want to appreciate is how I'm going to pronounce this club. Bate Borisov.
Pretty good.
That was really good. That was
Okay,
good.
Bate Borisov. That's I'm very serious about this. I'm trying to do this. They beat Arsenal. Also quite a 1-0, a bit painful to watch. But I think we could talk about the game, but maybe let's talk about who wasn't in the game. And that was my fellow countryman, Ozil. Where are you? What's happening? So he hasn't made an appearance since Boxing Day.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow, on that salary, that's living a good life, I'm guessing. Hope he's having fun, whatever he is doing, but he's not playing football.
With all that
He's on his
cash
Twitter and Instagram. That's all he's just on social media. He's probably looking at this now. Probably going to send a tweet out.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to say he's schmoozing with the Turkish president, but let's not go there.
Oh.
No. Moving on. So, is there still a career for Ozil at Arsenal? That's my question to you guys. Who wants to start me off?
Let me start this. I think his career is done.
With the amount of money that he's on, his career is done.
I think he's done, and this is why. If you're going to tell me your best player has only played, I believe, in one game since Boxing Day, something is not right. The player comes out and says he's fit. The player says he's ready to go. If you look at Ozil, he's always on social media. He's showing Instagram stories, Twitter. He's like, yeah, I'm ready for the big game. You see the matchday squad, nowhere to be found. All them people that play fantasy football, you're pissed. Because he's never going to turn back up. I'm telling you from now, Emery, you can see, has had enough of him. You can tell that whatever he's seen in training, whatever he's seen on a match day, he doesn't fancy him, doesn't trust him. Now, I think it is a little bit crazy because Arsenal, what they're doing, you'd think they're winning the league, and he can afford to do that. Arsenal at the moment are struggling so bad. He's their most creative player, and you are gambling on trying to send out a message saying, "Well, he doesn't fit my philosophy, so I'm not going to play him, bro." Emery needs to understand it's about results.
Yeah, man.
If you're going to try and tell me, Alex Iwobi.
Easy, relax. You don't have to bring
No. Hear me out.
Use someone else.
Hear me out.
Put your finger down. Put another finger down.
Let me take away Iwobi because Iwobi's untouchable. Iwobi's untouchable.
Thank you.
We'll use Guendouzi. We'll use Xhaka. And we'll even use Mkhitaryan. If you're going to try and tell me all those players are better than Ozil, then I must be mad because Emery, in my opinion, has lost the plot with Ozil. He's given up on him, and I think it's unfair because I think he deserves a bit more of a chance. To be like a scapegoat and to say, he doesn't try hard enough. How did you not know that Ozil might try? The fact that you're not playing him and you're making his value drop. He's on 350,000 a week. Do you know how hard it's going to be to shift that contract? There's rumours of him him going out on loan. How are you going to go out on loan? Who's going to want to take on that contract? So
Okay.
I don't know.
20 minutes.
Stop.
Oh.
And then you guys can say.
I was in 20 minutes. Oh, bollocks!
Right.
Yeah, cool.
You spoke for 2 minutes, bro. I was watching the time.
Was I speaking 2 minutes?
Yeah, but
I was like, yeah, okay, wrap it up.
I was getting into it.
Perfect.
I didn't even see a signal from Leonie, you know. I'm just in my own zone.
you talk, bro.
Listen, it's about bloody time. It's just me and the couch over
Just
here.
it rolling.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
it's
who wants to go next for
Oh,
Arsenal?
no.
You can- All right, Drifty, what do you think about Ozil? Is that and Emery? Has he lost the plot, as Matt says? Is he being lazy, complacent, too sure of himself? I don't know. What is it?
Do you know? First thing, I feel very justified with what's happening to Ozil because I feel like when I talk, people don't listen to me, and I kept saying Ozil isn't
I
as good as
listen to you.
everyone.
Listen to
I know
you.
you do, but these two don't. And I kept on asking people to calm down with the Ozil's world class thing. There's parts of what Ozil does that's world class, and I get it. Just like Pogba, there's the odd pass or the odd move or thing. I'm like, nah, the boy's talented. Like, all jokes aside, I know he's got talent, but I need you to be like that all the time, every day, every week, and I need you to, you know. And then I'll be like, okay, I'll join in. Ozil never did that. There were odd little, you know, flashes, but him being dropped now makes me feel justified because a manager's come in who wasn't like in love with him like Wenger, and he's been like, nah, what you do ain't enough. But on the flip side, I kind of, and I know this is really weird, I kind of feel bad for Ozil because if you are used to playing away and you've been like that for about 4 years, and then a new manager comes in, of course you do have to kind of do what the manager is telling you to do. But how comes that, like, say, a Chelsea, a Hazard, who is a better player than Ozil, but is kind of the equivalent because Ozil is technically Arsenal's best player, Hazard is Chelsea's best player. Hazard can do what he wants and every manager has to bow down to whatever he says. If you go Man United, you got to bow down to Pogba. Whatever Pogba does, you got to deal with. I feel a bit bad for Ozil that he is Arsenal's best player, but it's the only time where the best player's like been told, no, fuck off. I don't give a shit what you do. Just get over there. And he must be a bit like, whoa, what's going on there?
He's
like,
Arsenal's best player?
Yeah, Ozil is Arsenal's best player.
No,
he is.
So.
He's not their most consistent player, but technically speaking, he is their best player. Like, if you're talking about ability of the player, he's their best player. And he's been told, get out of here. I don't care. So I feel a bit bad for him because he must be like, after the club making me feel great, I got this big contract, like I was really made to feel like I was wanted or whatever. They've just let this new guy come in and not have a discussion with me. They've literally let him kick me to the curb kind of thing. Like, I do feel a bit bad for him, and I'm hearing he's thinking about retiring.
Yeah, so do I. I mean,
That's
guy,
deep.
Yeah, he won me a World Cup title, right? Me and my country. So, you know, I'm going to be forever grateful for sure. And he was a big part of that. But what do you think? What's happened? What's happened with him? It's a bit sad. I do agree.
Basically, the day that I feel sorry for a guy who earns 300,000 a week is the day I go and live in the South Pole, and I'm Nigerian, and this skin tone doesn't go well with the cold. So my thing with Ozil is this: is that for Emery, I 100%, if you're a new manager coming in and you've been given the reins to a new club, it's your philosophy. Because they are buying into your philosophy. So if you say, no, Ozil doesn't fit into my philosophy, that's fine. But as what Matt was saying is that you've got to win games now. You have to use everybody.
Yeah.
Even if you know that you're not in my long-term plans, you have to say, okay, I need to win this game. The Bate Borisov game, because I was watching the first time, that was screaming for an Ozil because you have so much possession. Yeah. You're so much better than this side, but nobody has the kind of creativity or the brains that Ozil has. See, Ozil in those bigger games where you don't have possession, get him the hell out of there. But in those games where you have possession and you have time on the ball, so why wasn't Ozil used in that game? So that's when you're going away all and beyond. But I think this all stems back. It's the same thing with the whole Wayne Rooney thing, where Rooney was given that huge contract. And when the Magic came, is like, man, I can't move, dude, because he's given this big contract, but he doesn't really fit into my whole thing. So the thing with Ozil is that Emery didn't give him the contract. He just coming in. So wait a minute. He doesn't fit into my plan. I get that you've given him this contract, but I have a way of playing and he doesn't fit into it. But still, you've got to have your dude, man.
Matt,
Do you know
any last words?
Yeah, just quickly. I don't know whether it's a little bit personal as well, because you see Aaron Ramsey, he signed for Juventus, but he still plays Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah.
But Ozil...
Ramsey's a professional, though.
No, what, so Ozil's not all of a sudden professional?
Ozil's not professional. That's the reason why he'll I can't be bothered today. Like, how many bad back or come on, how many times is it he's not well?
But bro,
like,
this is the thing.
Man.
I do feel like there's a bit more to it because, as I said, you have a player who remember, he got rid of Ramsey as well. You know, remember, he was the one that took away the contract from Ramsey. Remember, it's all set on the table. Emery came in and was like, no, you're not having that contract anymore. So you could argue it should be a bigger rift with Ramsey, but he's still playing him, and that's why I feel like is there a little
Ramsey's
bit more?
happy, bro, because he's going off the path.
No, but I get
he's
that.
happy,
I get that. But why is it then you a player's now signed for another club? Ozil's still there, obviously probably still trying to impress you, but you're still not giving him any chance.
There's a possibility that this is the hierarchy. Do you know what I mean? They didn't want Ozil to walk away for free because he's about a 40-50 million pound talent. And they've given him the contract for him to, to not leave for free. But now maybe they're like, now we've got to get rid of him. Like, phase him out. And even if we only get 30 mil for him, do you know what I mean? At least he didn't walk away for free. Yeah. There's a part of me that feels like it might be the hierarchy as well,
All right, well, we'll definitely keep an eye on Ozil and where his career is taking him, hopefully somewhere. But we shall look ahead into the future. It's time for a little preview, guys. No, it's a very, very dear topic to heart, Drifty, but it is about Manchester United versus Liverpool playing this Sunday.
Oh, boy.
Okay, well, you come last.
Sunday. That's going to be a crazy Sunday, man. Yeah.
Come on, Double H, start us off. What do you reckon? What's going to happen?
Wait, so wait, who's our home and who's our home?
United at home.
Yep. And we don't have...
Guys.
And no,
I don't know the way he said,
no
bro.
Lingard and no Masha.
Look, guys, I'm gonna keep this real, man.
Keep it real.
Keep it real.
Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna keep this real.
Yeah, go
if this was at Anfield, then you know what? Let's ride. Old Trafford. I'm seeing what Solskjaer is doing with this team, especially how they are playing. The pressure Liverpool have the pressure. Yeah, United said top four is the whole thing, but new manager, everything. For Liverpool, no. You have to win every single game.
They have to win it.
The pressure is much more on them. At Old Trafford, I don't see Liverpool beating Man United. It's either going to be a draw or a United win. I don't see Liverpool winning the game now.
Okay.
I don't see Liverpool winning the game. So
Listen, you see me? I'm backing my team to the end. Listen,
wait, Matt. You can't
let me finish.
back your team to win every single game.
Did I say that?
This positivity
Hold
thing,
on.
man.
Hold on.
It's
I
real,
forgot.
man.
Oh yeah,
You can
I
say
forgot.
it.
I should be negative in it.
It's
and I forgot.
2019.
I should just sit there and go.
It's not
man,
going to be anymore.
Double H,
Let
listen,
me hear me out.
he can be positive if he wants to be.
Hear me out. Man, I'm not positive for no reason, We're top of the league. Well, we was top of the league, so that's right. We was, because them flipping City dickheads are now top. But anyway, listen. We are challenging for a title. Yes, Man United have the feel-good factor. But see how they got beat by PSG? They got slapped back down to earth.
Man,
let me finish.
don't compare
Let
Liverpool
him
to
finish.
PSG.
Let him finish.
Let me finish.
The prodigy.
Let me finish.
Let
You're
him
comparing the prodigy.
Let me finish.
You do know
prodigy. Let me finish.
we turn them over
Double
at
A.
Anfield,
Listen,
right?
let me
H.
finish. Let me
The
finish.
prodigy.
Let me finish.
Marco.
Oh my days.
Marco.
Double
Listen.
H.
Marco in the midfield. That's what I said. Marco.
Okay,
Marco.
it's
Marco.
Gini Wijnaldum is a boss.
Done. Speak.
I'm not saying he's Verratti, but he's still a boss. That's it, you walk off. Don't come back. Don't come back.
lost him.
Yeah, Double H is that left. I'm taking over. Anyway.
Okay, Matt, please.
It is. Listen, I know it's going to be a hard game. I'm not stupid. They are coming for our throats. It's a derby in their eyes. This is Man United's biggest game of the season, and it's ours as well. It's going to be a hectic game, but do you want to know something? The way we've been playing, and we've only lost one game all season, that was to Manchester City. Now, as good as Man United are, they are not Man City. And this feel-good factor can come crashing down. When you're up against a Mane, a Salah, a Firmino, a Gini Wijnaldum is pulling strings, a Robertson best left back in the league, Van Dijk is back for this game. Why can we not win this game? I don't want to hear people say, no, we can beat Man United. We go for the juggler, but it all depends on Klopp's mentality. If Klopp sets out a team to press them and get in their faces, we will beat them.
What's the plan for Labille?
For Labille,
Yeah.
stick Gini Wijnaldum on him and see what he can do.
Right.
And I'm not trying to say he can't do it, but if Klopp puts Gini Wijnaldum on him, trust me, from now, Pogba will have to work hard.
All right.
Wait, and will Salah show up or will he do the disappearing act? Like
Salah will
he did the
show
last
up.
game? Okay.
I guarantee you, Salah will show up.
Cool.
Drifty.
Because I know Mane will. Just go for it.
Closing argument.
Actually,
Good to
yeah,
have
Mane
you
with
back.
his order.
Good to have you back on the sofa, by the way. You know,
I feel like we'll
Don't say it.
there'll be a really in-depth preview for this game. So because this is just deeper than just a quick thing.
Fair.
But I feel like this game is so deep. Liverpool win this game, they win the league. Liverpool lose this game, Man City win the league.
Okay,
That's literally how
Okay.
deep
It's
this
raw.
game is.
Okay, we finish on that. I think this is really wise words and very exciting, and for me, I can't wait to see that game. Okay, we're definitely going to talk about it next week, same time, same place. Please do drop us comments, questions, or anything else you have to say, Double H. And
Genie Ronaldo? Really?
Gini Ronaldo.
Marco?
Okay, we shall discuss
Marco.
next time. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Bye.
Peace.